Hello, welcome to the Redhead and the Bearded Beauty. I'm the Redhead.
And I am the Bearded Beauty.
And it is the week before Thanksgiving.
Yes, it's Thanksgiving week.
It's Thanksgiving week, yeah. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I am staying home with family.
You've got
Normally, both Jeanette and I's family's parents are out of town, at least 3 hours away on both of them. We went to in-laws this last weekend, so this weekend was, we decided with the newborn, we're just going one side, and then we're staying home. So, how about you?
That's good for you. We're hosting Thanksgiving this year, so that'll be fun. But pretty small gathering.
Very good.
Yeah.
So, I do have to admit, I was wrong last week.
You weren't wrong.
I misspoke, and I feel like when you're wrong, you need to correct it.
Well, no, you weren't wrong. I was being funny.
Well, I was trying to read 17,000 in my two truths and a lie, and I was saying 1,700, but in my head it was 17,000.
Oh no, I knew what you meant. I was just being
a pain.
A pain.
Yes.
There you go.
So no, I just wanted to admit I was wrong, and I wanted to correct that so people knew that we plow 17,500 lane miles of roads, not 1,700.
No, I knew what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure everybody knew what I meant, but I watched that after the fact. I'm like, man, I'm going down and I am wrong.
No.
So,
all right, what's going on this week?
Think this week it's actually a pretty quiet week. We have council has workshop. They're talking a few different things. But other than that, I can't think of...
They're talking about something that you've been involved with. You've been working really hard on.
Yeah, I've been helping put together a report for WPD and social justice initiatives. They're going to give a presentation on that tomorrow. And then we're going to have a larger report come out on that, hopefully by the end of this week. So
that's going to be good stuff.
Some good information there. A lot of different things that WPD is doing in response to the community. So
that's good. That's really awesome. Things are pretty slow on my end. Honestly, we're putting out holiday hours, getting ready for the Christmas tree lighting ceremony on December 10th. Just getting some end of the year planning and stuff. I know that we're sitting down tomorrow to look at our end of year, looking ahead. Our jobs are, you plan ahead as much as you can, but there are some things that just come up that you can't do. But we stick to our schedule pretty well.
Yeah. Try to hit everything we can.
We try to hit everything we can. There's certain things that we know are coming up, like Fire Safety Week or, snowplow season, salt sand off the roads, and hit those things as they come up. But, yeah.
I think we should name the snowplows.
Oh, I just got out of a meeting about that. We're moving forward.
Very nice.
We're plowing ahead.
Very good, Megan. You're going to plow ahead. And so what are some of the names of these snowplows?
I think they're mostly for my own entertainment. Some of them are a little bit complicated, and a lot of them I took inspiration from other communities. And some of them, our GIS guys are like, we cannot fit this on our system. And I was like, you better find a way to make Pythagorean theorem fit. Or Henry David Thursnow. Like, you need to make those fit. Eisenplower.
I like Eisenplower.
Betty Whiteout, Truck Norris. It runs the gamut. So, yeah, I try to hit as many genres of music and interests as possible. There is a lot of Harry Potter and some Star Wars. So
I'm checked out now. Sorry.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You are not allowed to look at that plow then.
Okay, I will not.
Baby Snowda also.
You know what would be cool is if we take, just as those are going around on the GIS map, we just do a screen record and post that.
We 100% should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lord Coldemort.
Yeah. This is your tax dollars at work.
Honestly, it took me about 15 minutes because I was way into it, and I love a good name pun. So
yeah, that's very good. You were very good at that. So
yeah, it was great. So yeah.
So what else? I feel like we have a lot working, but
yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on, but after the Thanksgiving holiday, we have some openings coming this winter. So yeah, I can't say anything else about that right now, but that'll be some fun stuff coming up. The chief is in town.
Very good.
Chief Sullivan is here. He's in the building. We actually have an interview at 3:00, and actually you and I have a meeting about some public work stuff right now.
So we probably ought to end this. Before we get to our interview, I just want to say that this last week we are now the #1 podcast in City Hall in Wichita, Kansas.
Man, it really feels good to be the #1 municipal city podcast in Wichita.
Yes.
Out
Very
of
good.
the 3.
Out of the 3.
Well, 4. We've got library.
Yeah, 4. But WPD forgot to post theirs on YouTube last week on their YouTube channel. But between the city's YouTube channel, we overtook them.
Well, and I don't even promote these much because I don't want people to look at me. So
yeah, so we're #1 for now. I'll take what we can get.
That's great.
All right, so we have Pam Pennington with our HR department on to talk employment and recruitment. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring Pam on. Stick around.
All right, welcome back. We have Pam Pennington here from our HR department. Pam, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what goes into day-to-day HR at the city.
Oh my goodness. Day to day can be a multitude of anythings that relate with anything employees might have a question about, managers might have a question about, helping people understand their benefits, some disciplinary issues. It's just, no 2 days are the same.
No 2 days are the same.
And you handle a lot of the employment side of things and
Yes.
recruitment for the city. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so right now we have quite a few openings, as does everyone, I think, across the city. But it's a challenge, but it's also very rewarding when we find people who are very excited to join the city. So every day we're just trying our best to reach the right people to come to work here.
Yeah. All right. So before we get too much into it, we like to play a little game called 2 Truths and a Lie. Do you have 2 truths and a lie?
I believe I do.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. So how do I do this? I just tell you.
Lay out all 3.
All
and then
3?
We'll guess which one we think is the lie.
All right. So I have a dog named Chesney. I also love to garden, and I broke my leg once while skiing.
Oh, I think your dog's name is not Chesney.
It's Kenny.
I bet it's Kenny. That's what I was going to guess too. Yeah.
That is not correct. I did have a dog named Chesney.
Oh.
We did call him Uncle Kenny, just, jokingly, but yeah.
So you broke your leg on a tire swing at the lake, not skiing.
Correct.
Oh.
No, I didn't. No, actually, Chesney was the truth.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay. I guess the breaking your leg one, is that the lie?
That is a lie.
Did you actually break your leg?
No, because I've never been skiing.
Oh. Okay.
Very good.
So
I like it.
All right, Megan.
All right. Mine are about HR. The cost of an average recruitment is about $4,000 for most companies, and that includes recruitment, training, interviewing, all that, the time of the people involved. About 79% of people use social media to find jobs now, and about 30% of people who view a job posting apply. Only 30%.
Huh. I believe that first one, you had a lot of information in there. That sounds like it's true. I'm going to say it's higher than 30%.
You are incorrect. It is 8% of people who
wow.
view a job apply for it.
wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, these are national SHRM statistics,
All right.
so it might differ from community, but
Wow.
yes.
So our efforts to reach out and, contact people and get them to apply just got a little more challenging.
Yes.
A little
It
more
is
challenging.
always more challenging. Yes.
Now, I had a feeling both of you would go the HR route, so I went different route.
Okay.
And a route that wasn't city related, so I couldn't get my facts wrong this week.
You didn't get them wrong.
Or you can't fact check me at least.
Okay, all right.
So
All right.
I guess you could. Okay, the first Thanksgiving was celebrated in 1621 over a 3-day harvest festival. It included 50 pilgrims and 90 Indians. Abraham Lincoln proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday on October 3rd, 1863. There are 4 towns in the United States named Turkey. They can be found in Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, and Tennessee. And I threw in one more. The average number of calories consumed on Thanksgiving is 4,500.
Oh.
I thought that was just a fun fact. I had to throw it in there.
That's a lot.
So
That's a lot of calories. What are the first 2 dates that you threw out? One was 1621?
1621, first Thanksgiving. Abraham Lincoln proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday on October 3rd, 1863.
Oh, I don't know.
Any guesses over there?
I'm going to say the calorie.
The calories
is
that one is correct.
Yeah.
And I had Thanksgiving this last weekend at my in-laws. That's probably true.
Sounds about right.
No, it was actually there are 4 towns in the United States named Turkey. In the states Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, and North Carolina, not Tennessee.
Oh.
So.
Well, that's great.
Yes, I wouldn't have thought that there were towns named Turkey, but...
Are they named Turkey after the bird or after the country?
I have no idea. I did not look that far into it.
If you know, please write to us at social@wichita.gov.
All right, let's move on here.
I have learned so much.
Our infotainment.
Infotainment.
So, Pam, before we get going too much further into HR, tell us a little bit about yourself, what your role with the city is, and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I have been with the city now for 6 years, and my role started in recruitment and has kind of slowly graduated up to recently been named the assistant department director. So I oversee much more than I did in the beginning, but mostly I helped get our recruitment process and our employment process, getting people from application clear to onboarding. Through that and moving us into the 21st century of online. So people get to do that online now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been much smoother.
And you really have a complicated job because we're obviously everyone, not just Wichita, not just the city of Wichita, but everyone across the nation is having difficulty hiring. And we have so many different jobs here at the city. It's not just public works. It's not just, law or, accounting. It's everything. Everything.
Yes.
We're competing against everyone, even
yes.
food and beverage and event staff and everything.
Yeah, it runs the full gamut for us. It is, like you said, we go from laborers to lawyers to equipment operators, you name it. It's everything.
Yeah.
We're like multiple businesses all combined. In one.
And that recruitment doesn't look the same for any of them either. You got to reach different sectors.
Yes. And we're finding we have to go more outside the state of Kansas now for quite a few of our roles. So we do what we call regional searches, try to catch people from other neighboring states. But yeah, it's tough. It is very tough right now.
So you came from the academic sector, is that right?
Well, my last job was with Airbus, so I came from a private company, but
pretty large company.
Pretty large, yeah, international.
Yeah.
And they have different challenges with that, but they're only talking about one industry.
Yeah.
And so that was not as challenging to get as we have here, but still, we just try new things all the time to see who we can reach and how we can do it. And I think for most of our roles, getting to the people is the thing that we're trying to do the most. So I think you're going to see a lot more career fairs from us, just trying to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
And what are some of those key jobs that we're looking for right now? Some of the areas that have more need than others. I mean, all of them are very needed, but there's some areas that we have quite a bit of need.
If someone out there has a CDL, please apply today. We would really, those are the ones we really need the most because that impacts everything from our bus operators to equipment operators in public works, some in park and recreation as well. So it's not just a public works function, but they're heavily needed.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a personal question. What was it that made you interested in working for the city, coming from a private company?
Sure. So my prior background from Airbus, I worked in higher education for probably, I would say, the bulk of my adult life. And there was just something about that, you know, I don't know, you're servant based. You know, it's a very servant based activity. And so I kind of missed that. And I looked at the city as being kind of the next best thing, to not go back into higher education, which I loved, but to be able to have that same environment.
Yeah.
How about you, Megan? Why did you come to the city?
You know, my job immediately before this was nonprofit, but before that I was in a large company in the private sector. And, you know, it is twofold. I will speak to, I like making an impact on the city, but I think nowadays we have to be so more transparent with the other benefits of coming to the city, one of which is the pension, which is a huge benefit for a lot of people that most other companies can't speak to. Also, the medical benefits are seriously the best. So while I love what I do day to day, those things are also compelling from a logistics standpoint, because none of us can afford to work for free. So
correct.
Yes.
Yes, those are huge benefits
Very good.
that we have.
And I came from TV news, and you know, it was a lot of the same. I was still doing video, but this was a little bit different. You know, it's not that daily turn. You know, you have to turn a story every day with the news. This one, you took a little more time to learn about the topic and make sure you get everything right and that. But Megan, you hit on it. The benefits were huge, and that's something, if you would have sold to me back then, I probably wouldn't have. You know, I was like, okay, benefits, whatever. Retirement. I'm 24, I think, when I started here. I wouldn't have thought of that, but now it's like, yeah, that was a good decision. So I wish I could go back and tell myself back then, you need to pay attention to that. So
exactly.
I think one of the things, honestly, that I think we've experienced too is that positions in the city, you do have more of a chance to grow. And, you know, I've seen folks start out, you know, trimming trees and move up, and just lots of different opportunities. So that's always nice to see that upward mobility. And I can't really think of any position that doesn't have that here too.
No, they all have that possibility. It's just how much someone wants to put in, you know, to their career here. It's definitely a possibility.
So what's that, someone decides they find whatever job we're advertising, what's that process look like for them to apply for that job?
Okay, so they definitely would go to wichita.gov. To do that, we collect all of our applications through our career site. And then they should hear from us. We try to be very, very good about communicating with applicants, because that was the number one complaint I heard, that nobody knows where they stand in the process. So we really try to communicate with folks as they're going through step by step. Everything from if they weren't selected to move forward to they're getting an interview. We're trying to communicate. We even now have text messaging available. So that's helped tremendously get the word out much faster. So we're just, you know, constantly trying to communicate. And then once they make it through the interview process and they're selected for hire, let's say, there is a drug screen and physical that is required for all of our employees. Depending on the role, it might be a little different. So if you're doing a firefighter or police officer, they have a little different type of physical that they do. But everybody goes through that process, and then we get you here for new hire orientation.
That's great.
Very good. I know that's changed over the years a little bit, the new hire.
Yeah.
When I went through it, it was funny because I worked here part-time for like 6 months, and then they hired me on, and I had to go through new hire orientation with people that had never stepped foot within the city before. They were asking all the trivia questions. I'm like, I know. And I think it was an all-day class. And now, has that changed a little bit?
No, it's still all day,
Okay.
but it's really been streamlined, because probably the things that you did were a lot of paper. Like you probably filled out your name and address, 50 times. Now you don't have to do that, because it's pre-populated in our online onboarding. So that has really streamlined the paper side. And we use new hire orientation to really deal with the people side. So we're thrilled with that.
Very good.
That's really great. So over the next, 6 months, what do you think is the job that we need to hire for the most, or the most open positions?
My CDLs.
Your CDLs?
Bus operators, equipment operators, laborers, those kinds of roles. So, you know, if someone is out there that's retired and would love to come back and drive a bus, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who loves being out with the public, you know, could be very entertaining, I think, to be meeting all kinds of new people all day long while you're driving the bus. I think it could be a lot of fun.
I'm going to get myself in trouble here. Are you
Are
ready?
you going to get a CDL?
A little bit.
Okay.
What would be the benefit of working for the city versus maybe another company that requires a CDL?
I think you hit it with the benefits package. A lot of times we can't compete completely with salary, but the benefits and the total compensation package that the city offers, I would put that up against just about anybody.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know teachers have really good benefits, but my mom was a teacher, and even like looking up against our benefits, mine was superior to hers.
yes.
So
Yes. And I would encourage people to call and ask us what that looks like, because a lot of times you'll see just the hourly rate, when you're starting out, and that is not the total. So, it's something we can't really put out there on the job posting because it would take up, too much space, but it is a big part of the conversation we get to have with them when they come for interview.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, as someone that's got 3 kids, that insurance it's really nice to have, comes in handy,
Yes.
the different
Yes. If you have a
appointments.
family, it is amazing.
Yep.
Or like a
It is
medical
amazing.
issue.
Medical
like,
issues,
It really
yep.
comes up.
Yep.
Oh,
too.
it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. I think it's dad joke time.
dad joke time.
All right. So you don't have a dad
I have
joke,
no
right?
dad joke. I was not prepared.
You know what? You might get inspired by some of
Okay. I
these.
can't wait.
All right. Okay, so mine is also HR. So when I was hired onto the city, I was asked if I perform good under pressure. And you gonna ruin it?
No,
you gonna
I
ruin
won't
it?
ruin it.
You can ruin it.
No, okay, I'll ruin it.
Okay.
You do a good Bohemian Rhapsody, though, right?
Correct. Yep.
That's awesome.
I've got that in my list of jokes.
I knew it. Yes, I love it. All right.
Not today.
Not
I didn't
today,
have it,
but
but
like
I've got it in my list.
Your dad
saved away.
repertoire.
Yes, my database.
Database.
There's my second one.
Oh,
Good.
that is good.
All right, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm at REM this weekend. And we got a picture of it, and I wonder if you can show the picture of me. That's me in the corner. I've got one more. That's me in the spotlight.
That's good.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's
Those are great.
Those are good pictures of you.
Yes.
Tyler, you mentioned that you've been with the city for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think we have a picture for when you started
Oh, really?
that we just discovered. Yeah. We're going to have to superimpose that in editing because it's really great.
Yeah, I was a little bit younger back then.
He's very young. It's very young.
Wow.
I think it was when I first started. I was 24. Pre-bearded beauty.
Yep. It was baby Tyler.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
So
really
we'll
good.
forward it to you after
Okay.
this. But
I
yeah,
can't
this-
wait.
Yeah. Pam, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And if you have any questions, comments, or something you'd like to hear us talk about, or even some dad jokes, email them to us at social@wichita.gov. Again, thanks for watching.